Everybody, I have the craziest thing to tell you today. Get ready for your mind to be blown. Today, I am talking to Grace Stanke. Why is that crazy? Well, it also happens to be that she's Miss America. Now, that's crazy enough, right? Why would Miss America be talking to me, a nuclear engineering professor? It makes no sense until you find out she's a nuclear engineer. Yeah, she is a nuclear engineer. And so that's who we're talking to. This is Grace. Say hi, Grace.
Oh my gosh, hi, hi. So this is like super exciting for me because I've been following your content and so many other nuclear influencers content for so long. And it's really, really awesome. So it's been incredible being a part of the nuclear community, and I'm excited to continue to do so.
Okay, so that's quite flattering. But as a nuclear engineer, I have to ask, why did you choose to do Miss America?
Oh, I chose to do Miss America because scholarship dollars. If you post secondary school is very, very expensive. I fully support it, but it is very expensive right now. So Miss America is a scholarship organization. So I've earned just under $70,000. So I will be graduating with my bachelor's, debt free, and potentially now, getting a master's is on the table as well, which is really exciting. Additionally, it's a cool platform to talk about nuclear energy. Not many people in Miss America have heard about it. So it's a great conversation starter.
Well, if you want a PhD, think about NC State.
I don't know. PhDs are tough. They're tough.
Fair enough. All right, why nuclear engineering?
I chose nuclear out of spite. Actually, my dad told me not to go into it. And as a 16-year-old teenage girl, I said, watch me, right? Uh, the only natural response. I'm not kidding. This is
Oh my goodness, I want you for my daughter. I want my daughter.
this is like, I wish I had a cool inspirational story because like I had the option of a cool inspirational story, but I didn't. I got into this out of spite because like I always say that's what got me into it. What kept me in it and what made me into the passionate advocate that I am now and today is because I learned that nuclear science is all around us. And I'm like, okay, if this is all around us and it's already doing amazing things for the world, why aren't we embracing it and letting it do even more amazing things? Example, nuclear fusion, example, curing cancer, all of those cool things that nuclear science can do, but we just haven't given it the permission to from a political standpoint. So that's what kept me in it and made me a passionate advocate.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, what is the hardest thing about being Miss America?
Ooh, it is a very, very draining job. So one thing, Miss America is a full-time paid position. And the biggest struggle is like if you're not an extroverted person, you have to be extroverted all the time, right? Because anytime somebody's meeting Miss America, they want a good experience and you want to give them a good experience. So it can be a very, very emotionally and socially draining job. So the biggest difficulty has been making sure that sort of my cup is full and still maintaining my friendships and relationships, which at this point, I'm 10 months in, I'm a pro. Listen, I've got it figured out. Time management, chef's kiss. It's a godsend. I'm telling you. So,
I love it. All right, what was your hardest class in nuclear engineering?
all right, my UW Madison folks will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Math 321.
Oh,
Not only did I have it with a notoriously tough professor, but I also had it the semester that COVID hit. So that made it so much fun to take this class, which it is. So you have like all of calculus, and then you have diffie-q, and then you have linear algebra. This is one class past all that. It's complex, imaginary, and vector calculus.
I love those.
Gotta say, I have yet to use complex imaginary calculus, but it's
Oh,
okay. The fun class, the math is cool, so awesome, just really, really hard.
all right. I'm gonna pick your brain for some philosophical questions here.
All right.
What does it mean to be Miss America as a nuclear engineer? What does that mean?
Oh, well, one thing, it's neat to be paving the path in a sense. And I mean that because one thing that people always ask me about is they're like, oh, who are your role models? Because often I'm depicted as a role model for women in STEM or for young girls and things like that, which, yes, in some ways I am. But what I'm doing is showing them that there's no limits, right? I think that one thing for me that I was always really frustrated with throughout college before I became Miss America, before Miss Wisconsin, is I would tell people, oh, yeah, I'm majoring in nuclear engineering. And typically that became my only personality trait then to these people. They thought I sat and coded all day, which, like, if you know me, I hate coding. Okay. MCNP scale, I'm I can do it, but I don't like it. So it was really frustrating to me that people immediately put me in that box. So being Miss America is opening up this door for women to be able to be seen as something more than just somebody who likes math and science, but also somebody who likes math and science, but still embraces their feminine side, right? Additionally, I think what I've seen it within the nuclear industry, this is kind of paving a way for potentially paid advocacy positions where like in the past I feel like that didn't really exist within
Right.
nuclear, and now it's becoming more and more relevant where it's work that you're doing and all of these other social media influencers are doing. We're seeing the payoff of that, like, and it is so cool to see that, and it's been so exciting to be a part of that process too.
I love it. All right. What does it mean to you to be a nuclear engineer?
Means I can do good in the world. I think one thing I talk a lot about, and I remember this came to my mind in March actually, and it the way I articulated it, I just want to do good in the world. And to me, the best way that I could do that in the most effective manner was be an engineer and be a nuclear engineer and communicate this really awesome science that I genuinely believe can save the world from so many things. You know, it can help create zero carbon electricity to help fight climate change. And I'm a person that I firmly believe the cure to cancer lies in it. And it's all around us. And to me, it's just such an honor to be able to be a part of this science that seems really high and complex and scary, but at the end of the day it's really not, because it's a team of people that work together to make all of these projects happen. Being a nuclear engineer is being someone who is compassionate, who is kind, who is thinking about the bigger picture at all times, because we have to. That's just part of the occupation, and because of that, we're always thinking about other people and what we can do for them and how we can help each other and how we can benefit from each other as well. And it's a really beautiful thing, I think. I love nuclear engineering. I think it's awesome.
Okay, that's fantastic. My
That
next
was like
question is how
that was
is
a really
Miss?
deep answer, I feel like. I don't know.
Well, that was wonderful. Because my next question was to be how is Miss America and being a nuclear engineer synergistic? But I think you just answered it.
Yeah, a little bit. I think one thing within nuclear is like we love connecting with each other within nuclear. We've got to get a little bit better about external connections, and we're seeing that happen on social media. We're seeing that happen everywhere. People are curious about nuclear, and that's super cool. And I see it firsthand as Miss America, because when I tell people, "Oh yeah, I'm Miss America and I'm a nuclear engineer," typically those things are not expected to be together at all. Like ever. It's so funny when I tell people, they'll be like, "Oh, I miss him." I'm wearing crown and sash and everything, and they go, "Oh, what's your major in school?" And I go, "Nuclear engineering." And they're like, "Oh, that's wait, what?" And it's like it is a very priceless moment that I love, but it's really a beautiful thing because there's kind of a shock factor with both being Miss America and with being a nuclear engineer, and
Yeah.
it really it allows people to be open to learning and discussing, which I think is cool.
All right. So for this to go on social media, we got to keep it quick. So I got one last question.
All right.
What's in the future for you?
Engineering and advocacy. That's the short answer.
I love it. I love it. All right. I'm going to cut it here so that it's not too long. But we'll be talking again here in the next video.